all the interesting shit seems to happen at like 2 a.m. now. Like
Literally.
last night, the Dr. K stuff got like lit again in the middle of the night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even hear
I feel
about
like that drama's like it's not good for like normies, but people
I can't
who are
cover
invested in
Dr.
it.
K stuff because I have to talk about pseudoscience, and it's not even just something.
Yeah.
Like I could probably like talk about it. I don't know. It's something I care more about watching than participating in. It's dipping into like this whole like did Dr. K kill Rick Full discourse, which
I don't
is
like
cancer.
that part of it. Yeah, I agree. That's stupid. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I think the Vata and the dosha stuff was really funny. I made a point to cover that because that's like fucking ridiculous. That's literally pseudoscience. It's not like fake online therapy. That's like, yeah, we can tell. Like he literally was going on. Everyone has a problem with Joe Rogan. This guy went on stream and is like, yeah, so we can help your we can identify your early COVID symptoms by checking out your Ayurvedic dosha.
How about COVID misinfo? Does that tickle your fancy? Is that
how we're using it in these cases? Absolutely. And it has all of the shortcomings of that. But it does appear that your Ayurvedic dosha actually correlates with genetics and other kinds of things, which I can go into more detail. But, even for example, like some of my Ayurvedic colleagues in India have been able to predict complications of COVID based on the dosha of the patient. So COVID is one thing, right? But whether this person needs ICU stuff, or they have cognitive stuff, or they have GI symptoms from COVID, appears to correlate with their Ayurvedic dosha.
If he was just like an, I don't know, Eastern pseudoscience streamer, there'd be nothing wrong with this, right? But he's like supposed to be a therapist, but not.
Well, I think if he was a right-leaning figure, they would go after him on COVID misinformation. If we're being honest, I think that would be I think that's like the most likely scenario. But yeah, no, there's a lot of issues with the Rectful stuff that like, unfortunately are getting, pushed down into like, oh, you killed Rectful. No, that's probably not a fair, and I see a lot of people like unironically tweeting that at me who aren't aware of my like Ethan Klein coverage and stuff. So they don't know that's usually an insta block if you like say something ridiculous like that. But so I've been a little not block heavy on that topic, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's not just Rectful. The clips that Mr. Girl showed of the Pokimane conversation were bad, and the Yvonne situation. Now, despite what we thought of the Yvonne situation back then, this guy doing pseudotherapy, pressuring Yvonne to release the name of her abuser, is fucking crazy.
Wait, what?
He's like, oh, so you don't want, so like, why don't you want to tell us who it was and all that stuff, just pushing over and over again. Like that clip, I mean, I can link to you if you want to watch it later. That's a really bad clip.
I was like in my room.
That's Yvonne?
In my bed. And then he came in and he...
Do you guys live together?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does he get into your house?
Now
I think we've got to talk about like why I'm not trying to pressure you into speaking or anything like that. So please understand that. But I do think it's important, very important, for people to understand why you can talk about the general and you yourself, why you can talk about the generalities of the situation without naming names. And once again,
sorry,
you
I'm back.
Pull the plug at any point, Yvonne.
Okay.
I'm showing you it's the next clip, but I wanted to show Augie this one.
Plug if I think, I'm going to try to pull the plug for you if I think that you go into a catatonic space and you can't pull the plug yourself. Okay. Mm-hmm. So what is it that makes it hard for you to name names? How do we understand this more without compromising what your goals are, which I want to respect at all costs?
Hello?
Because the question that I want to ask is like, who do you love that you're trying to protect? That's the question that you don't want to answer. So I can't ask that question. But I feel like that's the important question. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they want you to make that sacrifice?
Oh my God.
Do you think they would want you to be silent? Okay, so I think if you want to stay silent, then I think maybe we've done enough for today. What do you think?
Dude, this is a lot. Like, he's being really fucking pushy with Yvonne. But this isn't why we're here. It's this. I think. Where's the... It's this part.
So I'm gonna try to...
Nice.
Okay, here.
So Reckful, I'm not counting on them to spend 2 years with you.
Oh.
Okay.
Confident.
Obviously, I've realized that these things are unhealthy, but I was just in desperate situations where I needed human interaction.
So Reckful, I'm confident in... Okay. I'm confident that there's going to be someone around in your life who will be there for you most of the time when you need them, hopefully, for at least a period of 2 years.
Okay.
And this is the guy that offed
How
himself?
can I be confident in that?
Yeah.
Yes.
How can you be confident?
Yeah.
Well, you find me stimulating to talk to, and I'm not demanding too much of your time or spamming you with walls of text. And even if I were, you'd feel inclined to answer me because it's you love helping people. it's your passion. So from your perspective, maybe you can feel confident, but then if you put yourself in the shoes of any other human being, I don't know that they'll really spend 2 years with me unless there's...
So Reckful, I'm not counting on them to spend 2 years with you.
What are you counting on?
I'm counting on myself. It's the only
Oh, that
thing
you'll
I can't
spend
be
2 years with me. Yeah, that I believe. That I can believe.
So I can't trust any of them.
True.
So I'm going to try to
It's nice
love
having
you for,
someone to come to every week like this.
I'm going to try to love you for 2 years at a minimum.
I really appreciate it.
So this is the other thing is that I do helping people, but I also like helping you. And I want you to understand this, Reckful. I'm not even helping you. Like, this isn't help. I don't like the phrase help. Help implies like charity, right? It implies that you have something.
Fucking weird, dude. I'm sorry. This guy's talking to a doctor on stream multiple times a week about like literal therapy related topics, and the guy's just like, "Listen, buddy, I'm gonna love you." Like he's talking to like a suicidal 15-year-old girl that he met in math class. Dude. It's actually like so disappointing.
that was a good comparison.
Play this clip, and then play the clip where he's like, "Hey, I know I told you this, but I actually can't do this, and my bad." Can you find that one?
What?
Where is it the one after this?
Wanted to be this isn't therapy. Actually, what we
Go back.
Session.
Go back. There.
Is this it?
I think so.
I want to update the viewers on what happened off stream because they missed one therapy session that isn't therapy.
It's not therapy, right? So
Yeah,
that's actually what we
what
talked
happened?
about, right? So I think my impression was we were talking about clarifying what our relationship is.
Yeah.
And whether this is therapy or this isn't therapy, and
Yeah.
what our options are in terms of how to form a relationship. And I think that, the last time we talked on stream, we had a conversation about abandonment. And then I made a very bold claim because I got emotional as well. And I felt like I wanted to be there for you so that you no longer felt this way. And I think sometimes what happens amongst people is that they have different kinds of complexes, and I have them too. And one of the things that happens with me is when I see someone hurting, I want to make them better. And sometimes I will, in that moment, say whatever I think I can to make them feel better, but sometimes that's irresponsible.
This is fucking weird, bro. I don't like this guy. It's, you know what I mean? Like, that's just okay, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this whole pseudo online therapy bullshit. I go to a therapist.
Look, dude,
this is a doctor.
These are the mistakes that like somebody like you or me would make, if given like the heat of the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a therapist.
So wait, does he wear this hoodie in any of these other ones? What is he wearing right there? Yeah, he's wearing a Harvard med hoodie, and he didn't get his medical school done at Harvard. He did a fucking like.
Did he go to school at Harvard?
He did like a not a clinic. What's it called? he did like a workshop at Harvard and bought a bunch of merch. Apparently, like he didn't get. That's not where his doctorate's from. He didn't go to medical school or graduate school, or like any of that. Yeah, he's not. It's not where that came from.
By the way, this is what Slush tweeted. Apparently, Mr. Girl's lying to his stream about me and saying that I told Reckful's family and friends not to talk with him. This is false and he knows this. Here's what really happened. Mr. Girl reached out to me for information when he started making his video on Dr. K. Shortly into our convo, I told him, I think you should be conscious of the fact that backlash to your video may bring negative and painful attention to Reckful's family and closest friends. I just hope you take it into consideration with whatever you do. He responding by saying, my first and only consideration is the truth. This was a major red flag for me, and at this point at which I stopped providing him with my assistance. As a courtesy, I relayed the exact interaction to the people I interviewed for my video because I felt they had the right to know. I did not advise them on whether or not they should speak with them. I just told them what I said and how he responded. He told me that I'm complicit in a cover-up and that if another one of Dr. K's patients kills himself, it's on me. I eventually told him to never message me again because I was disgusted by this behavior.
Yeah, this is why nothing's gonna happen. He's like, Mr. Girl's unhinged, and he's taking this way too far. But I think that, like, again, I think there's a 1 million view video here for somebody who's not as like crusade worthy here, who wants to just.
You can't be so. You have to actually talk about the issue.
We're talking about mental health. You can't turn around and go, yeah, well.
I think you have to talk about it in a greater context than just Dr. K sucks. I think.
And you have to talk about it in a greater context, just that doesn't involve he made Reckful kill himself. I think that's a stupid fucking like way to take this.
Yeah.
It's just it's a rage bait way. Here, listen to this, Augie.
And you know, if you want to talk more practically, if you ever want to talk again, just let us know.
Dr. K, I messaged him that day and I asked him, hey, I'm going through a lot of things. I really appreciate your perspective. I'll pay. Could you let me know when you're free? And he said, like, I was like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. And he said, like, yeah, no, totally. Like, are you free today at 2 p.m.? And I'm like, yes, that's in 3 hours. So he actually talked to me that day. And he's like, you don't need to pay. This entire situation is about people taking advantage of others. And when you're like this, how could I accept payment from you? You know what I mean? Like, it's the same shit. And he said that I won't accept money, but yeah, in the future I'll take your money. But like, for now, no. Like, he said he wanted to talk to me human to human.
It turns out that Lily Pichu awesomely gave us like $3,000. So she has single-handedly like funded, just a gigantic amount of stuff and has gotten our first few.
Okay, that's not. Oh, this is it. Okay, this is the clip I wanted.
Funded, just a gigantic amount of stuff and has gotten our first few milestones met. So a huge thank you to Lily. Yeah, and good luck. And if you want to, I'm sorry, I didn't have the mana. I'm out of mana at this point. I didn't have the mana to really have that. Yeah, I'd have that second conversation. But if you want to, I'd love to hear more details about jaded streamer resentment, defensiveness, and so if you want to talk down the road.
To chat again.
Yeah.
Yes, I totally know what you mean. I had this problem, and I had to talk to my therapist about it a lot. Actually, my therapist is Dr. K.
Lol.
Like, a lot of people who talk to him just say they think he's just fucking there. That's not the clip I was looking for, so I give up. But like, there's like a clip of her crying, and it's really awkward. But
Pokemon?
yeah, like she gets on, she's like, "Hey, what's going on?" And immediately explodes into tears.